And there she is, the new lithium battery pack. So I got impatient with my work on my own lithium battery pack, which you can see in pieces over here. And I had bad luck rewatering the lead acid cells over here. So I thought, all right, it's just time to buy the lithium pack from the factory. And it arrived today. I'll splice in here the information about the order. And here it is, kind of unusual packaging, but this is fairly standard for Thailand. I'll put a can of Coke Light next to it for size reference. Okay. Let's dig in and do the unboxing, or the bubble wrapping. Okay, here it is. This is unusual because this is the original fiberglass box, and it's physically smaller, and it's made of metal, and it has a metal grab handle, and the charging port is on the top. Well, I guess they decided that that's all they were going to do, so they found a smaller box to put it in, which is fine. I saw a label on the back. Let me get that swung around. Okay, here's the label. They apparently buy it from a company called Enginely. 60 volt, 30 amp hour lithium iron phosphate. Don't short circuit, don't dismantle, temperature, fluids, cool and dry, and keep it charged. Quality control pass, but as I scroll over here, you'll see that the insulation has been sliced away from the positive lead because of the abuse it got in shipping from wherever it started its life. Got this big ass Anderson connector, which is the same as with the other pack. The cable's been squeezed here too, so I'm gonna have to put some heat shrink over that. And despite the label, I'm gonna take this puppy apart and see what's on the inside, because you know me and I want to see what's inside here. And it looks like they missed a screw, man. All right. And a big scrape here. This thing has had a difficult life. All right, let's open her up. Before I take it apart, I wanted to get an idea of the weight. So we're at 21.8 kilos, and it's definitely carryable. I can move it around easily with this handle. This thing, I have to get the luggage cart from downstairs to move this up and back to my room and downstairs. So just the fact that the lithium technology is so much lighter really helps. Okay, kids, what's your guess at the technology inside? Is it cylindrical lithium cells like 18650s? Is it pouch cells like in the Nissan Leaf? Is it prismatic cells, like which were used a lot in home conversions? Let's take a look. Wow. So it looks like they're very small, very thin. They're about 1 centimeter tall, about 4 centimeters wide, rectangular lithium iron phosphate prismatic cells. And they have some kind of a BMS system from these sense wires coming in right here. There is a BMS board of some kind. That's pretty densely packed in there. And it's got a layer of board that insulates it from the metal case, which scares the crap out of me that we're going to have a short circuit someday when this bus bar rubs all the way through. because that's the ground, that's the most negative terminal, the most positive terminal, and they're set up in parallel and then in series, and it makes its way down this way. So it goes like this, and there's the charging port. I don't know how deep they go, or there's another whole assembly on the other side, but this puppy is wedged in really tight, and I don't feel like taking it all to pieces without at least driving it once. So I did see another box, which I'm hoping is a charger, which is has its charge profile defined to match these cells. So let's take a look. Okay, we have a lithium ion and lithium polymer battery charger. It appears to be from the same manufacturer as my lithium cell charger, although it's a bit thicker, a bit taller this way, about the same size this way, specified for 100 to 240 volts AC input and 8 amps of output at 67 volts. That's a tick over 500 watts. So that's good. Here's the manual. It basically says don't be stupid, and it shows the constant current followed by constant voltage profile of the charging, which is exactly what we're hoping for. So that's good. Okay, I panicked a little bit when I hooked up the voltmeter to what appears to be the most positive and most negative terminals, and I'm getting 26.46 volts on a nominal 60 volt pack. That's not good. But then I realized that this most positive wire actually does come right to the connector, but I think the most negative wire goes to another bank of cells in the rear of the pack, because when I measure this directly, we're at 66.0 volts. So there is definitely a set of cells here, and then a bridge back to a second set of cells here. So I'm still not happy with the mechanical damage and this wire. So I'm going to send an email to my lady at the factory and find out what the birth to delivery story is on this pack and find out what she wants to do about it. I emailed my contact at the Toyotron factory and explained about the broken wire and the obvious damage to the paint on the box from it being inserted and removed from a motorbike so many times, plus the obvious age and corrosion and damage on the inside of the Anderson connector. She claimed that it was right out of the box and they just tested it and shipped it to me, but then when she looked at the picture, she admitted, yes, somehow they sent me a used battery. So I asked them to have their shipper come and pick it up. I went away on a boat trip for a week and came back, and the pack was still awaiting pickup, which I found annoying. I then took it to the local shipping company here in town, shipped it to them at my expense, which then they reimbursed me fairly quickly. So I was happy about that. So I'm waiting for the new lithium battery to arrive, and I'll update you in part 2. As you stare out on my beach, I would ask you to subscribe to my channel and click like on this video so YouTube thinks I'm worthy again, and I have so many people on my channel that they'll give me 10 cents a day in ad revenue. So I thank you for that.